Did Mary really know? I mean, isn't she like the rest of us? Let's get into that. But first, I'm Joe McClain. I host a Catholic radio show called A Catholic Take. I deal with the issues inside the church, outside the church, from the Vatican to the White House, all points in between. More information can be found at thestationofthecross.com/ACT. But I want to talk to you about my pet peeve. Oh, Mary, did you know? That song is loathsome to me. In fact, I can tolerate a lot, but I rarely can take criticism of Our Lady. Did she know? Yes. Yes, in fact, she did. And is she like you and me? Nope. She is not like you. She is not like me. In fact, not only is she not like us, but she's not like the prophet Daniel. She's not like the judges. She's not like the shepherds. She's not like the Apostle John. In fact, all of those men, when they see an angel, they are afraid. They fall to their face in fear. Not her. Luke chapter 1. Go back and read it for yourself. It's not the sight of the angel that gives her pause. It's what the angel says. What does he say? Full of grace. He greets her. But she is the only creature in all of history to be called full of God's sanctifying grace. Nobody you can think of right now has ever been called by an angel sent directly by God to proclaim this very word, Kekare Tomene, which means she always was, she is right now, and will always be full of God's sanctifying grace. She's it. She's special. But not only is it a greeting, not only is it a description of her immaculate conception, but it is also a title which signifies her role in the kingdom. It harkens back to 1 Kings when Bathsheba walks into the courtroom of her son, the king, Solomon. He gets up, he greets her, he bows to her, he has a chair, a throne brought to his right side, and she sits there as the Gibirah, the queen mother. And this role as the queen mother, whose job it is to intercede on behalf of the subjects to her son, the king, she would always be listed as the queen. Anytime the king is mentioned, so is his mom, the Gibirah, the queen mother, all the way to the Babylonian exile. This is the very structure that is set up under King David, and the Messiah would inherit. So in Luke 1, when she is the Gibirah, she is the Kekare Tomene, she is the full of grace, she knows what this means. She has a reference point because she's held all the promises in her heart, on her mind, on her tongue. Unlike you and me, she knows them intimately. In fact, she knew that Adam, in a garden by a tree, when confronted by the great Nahash, the dragon would remain silent like a coward. But as St. Paul would say, the new Adam, when he's confronted by the Nahash in a garden, in a tree, he would cry out with loud cries and lamentations to the one who was able to save him. She knew that if Isaac was willing to carry that wood up the mountain and allow himself to be bound to that wood for the sacrifice, that the Messiah would carry the wood truly for the sacrifice on that very same mountain, allow himself to be bound to it, and truly become the Lamb of God for the salvation of souls. She knew that if Moses, through which judgment would be proclaimed to the nations, the saving of the people would be signified through the walking through water, and manna come down from heaven, how much more the Messiah, who is greater than Moses, would walk on top of water, judge all the nations, and bring us the true flesh, the manna come down from heaven, the Holy Eucharist. She knew that if David would utter the words, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" in Psalm 22, how much more the rest of that psalm would apply to his son, the future Messiah, the anointed one, the Christos, the King, and his hands and his feet would be pierced. She knew that if Solomon was, in fact, the wise one, when Sheba would come, how much more all would come to hear the wisdom of one greater than Solomon, who spoke in parables and performed many, many miracles. She knew, and this is why Elizabeth, when she hears the greeting of Mary, the child in her womb is given sanctifying grace and leapt for joy, and she proclaims that, "How blessed are you, Mary, among all women, because you believed all that the prophets had spoken." So this Christmas, let us be like Elizabeth, who understands that so many don't understand, that Mary's fiat, her yes, has given you and me the opportunity to enjoy the sanctifying grace that she enjoyed from the moment of her conception. Her yes truly made it possible for the flesh to be taken on by God so that he may dwell among you and me. Merry Christmas to you and your family. And may Mary be thanked always as the woman truly blessed above all. God love you.